Hey, I'm Thomas with Pitmaster Essentials. Let's fire up the Weber Kettle and smoke some shotgun shells. Today is an absolutely great day to fire up the pit, and we're going to be smoking some shotgun shells. They are a fan favorite around here, so let me bring you in here a little bit closer and we'll get started. Okay, so if you've never done shotgun shells before, very simple. You need some Manicotti shells, some rub. We're going with Butcher BBQ Premium Rub today. You need some cheese, a pound of ground beef. I'm going with 80-20 ground beef, and a pound of pork sausage. So my thought is I'm going to do the same thing I do with my meatloaf, and I'm going to add some pork sausage in with my beef to give it a little bit more juiciness and flavor. So by the way, if you haven't seen my meatloaf video, I'll stick a card up in the corner. So let's get started. So we're going to take the ground beef. Okay, so we got our ground beef and our sausage in here. And this is 8 ounces of pepper jack cheese. And when you go to make your shotgun shells, you can add anything you want in here. You can put cream cheese, you can add some peppers. I'm just going very simple, but feel free to add some jalapeno peppers, whatever you want. The rub I'm using is Butcher BBQ Premium Rub. Fantastic rub. It's sweet, but it also has a little heat on the back end. And I'm probably going to go with about, I don't know, I'd say 2 tablespoons. Probably about that much, I don't really measure. So now what we're going to do is just incorporate all of this. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now what you want to do to make your shotgun shell is just grab a manicotti, and all you're going to do is just stuff it. I'm only going to do a couple of these on camera because it does take some time to get everything stuffed in there, but the best thing to do is just take your time and then just smash it all in there. And as you can see, I'm about halfway through. So what I do is just take my finger and push it in, and as you can see, I'm almost full here. So make sure you get it all the way full. Okay, so there's one. That one's done. Okay, so let's work on another one. Like I said, just push your finger in there like that. You can see all of the meat going inside your shell. And it'll take you a little bit, but once you get a rhythm down, it goes pretty fast. So as you can see, that one there is pretty much full. Okay, so I'm going to work on the rest of these, and I'll bring you back whenever it's time to wrap them in bacon. Okay, so now we got our shotgun shell stuffed, and what I'm using is just some thin sliced hickory bacon. I think thin sliced bacon actually works better than thick, but feel free to use thick if you want. Okay, so what you want to do with your manicotti shell is you want to start over on this side, and if you get it just right, it should cover the majority of your manicotti shell. Any place where your bacon is not covering your manicotti shell, then it's going to be a little bit more tough. So I just want to start this way. You can just wrap it real nice and easy, and it should overlap. Actually, you don't want it to overlap, you just want it to be just touching, just like that. So that looks pretty good. So we got everything covered with the exception of the ends right there. But that's pretty good. So we got one done. But again, you just want your bacon just to barely touch. You don't want it to overlap. And by doing that, cover almost the entire shell. Like I said, there's going to be a little bit here that's not going to be covered, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to finish up the rest of these, and I'll bring you back here in a few minutes. Okay, folks, so as you can see, here's my shotgun shells. I got them all wrapped in bacon. So what I'm going to do now is hit them with a little bit more premium rub. Not a lot, just adding a little bit here. Okay folks, I want to bring you back up here. So we just dusted these and they look fantastic. I can't wait to get these on the smoker. Like I said, these are a fan favorite around here, so they'll probably be gone pretty much whenever they're done. Okay, so now we have the hard part. We have to wait. So we're going to take these and put them in the refrigerator, and we're going to leave them in the refrigerator for about 3.5 or 4 hours, because what you want to do is you want to allow that bacon and also the stuffing to soften that manicotti shell, because that manicotti shell is pretty tough. And so you want it to be al dente before you put it on the smoker. So that's the goal. So unfortunately, like I said, now we have to wait. So I'll see you here in about 3.5, 4 hours whenever we go to light the pit. Okay folks, and welcome to the backyard. As you can see, it's a beautiful day outside, sun shining, but I tell you what, it is hot. It is close to 90 degrees, and I don't know what the humidity is, but it is very humid out here. But that's what you get in the Midwest in June. I decided to fire up my Weber Kettle, and I'm actually using a new attachment. This is called a Woolly Bully. Basically, this is an insulated blanket that goes over the lid. It's very easy to install. It took me about 10 minutes, and I had it on here. But it's a blanket that is made out of aerospace fabric, and sandwiched in between the aerospace fabric is basically a welder's blanket. And I tell you what, I put some B&B competition charcoal briquettes in here, and this thing is very efficient now. And so I'm pretty excited to try it. So I don't know if this is the best day to try it with it being so hot, because I barely have my vents open on top, and on the bottom my intake vent is just in between the smoke and the close setting. So, and it's holding right around 300 degrees, which is where I want it to be. So speaking of, the shotgun shells are looking great. We're going to cook these around 300 degrees. So I anticipate this cook's going to be about an hour to an hour and a half to hit that 165 internal mark. So once we get close to that hour mark, I'm going to check the internal temps, and then for the last probably 10-15 minutes, I'm going to baste them in some barbecue sauce, and they're going to be fantastic. So let me bring you in here a little bit closer and we'll get started. Okay folks, it's time to get these shotgun shells on the pit. Okay, so now we have the shotgun shells on the pit. We're going to cook them indirect, opposite of the coals, and like I said, it should take about an hour. So I'll bring you back here in probably about a half an hour or so. Okay folks, I want to show you my setup here. So my exhaust vent is probably about a third, maybe half the way open, and my intake vent is just barely open. And this Woolly Bully is doing its job. It is definitely holding in the heat. As you can see back here, we're at about 440 degrees, so I'm trying to get that down a little bit lower, but I want to keep this around 300 at the grate. So like I said, we're going to give this about a half an hour, and I'll bring you back and we'll see how we're coming along at that point. Okay folks, welcome back. So it's been about 45 minutes. I got busy doing something else. Let me tell you what, as I was walking up here, I can smell these shotgun shells. They smell just absolutely fantastic. I wanted to point out, I had to close down my exhaust vent here a little bit, so as you can see, I'm about an eighth of the way closed. About 20 minutes ago, my temperatures kept climbing, and I'm up to about 320 degrees on the grate right now, which is fine. I want to cook them a little hotter and a little faster to get that bacon to crisp up. Let's take a look at them and see how they're coming along. Okay, look at that. Those look fantastic. I know that these are probably past 160, but let's take a look at a couple of them and see where they're at. That one there is about 202, 203. All right, that one there is at 207, so they are definitely done. That bacon looks really good, so we're gonna hit them with just a little bit of barbecue sauce, and we're gonna let them tack up here for the last 15 minutes or so. But these are great for tailgating, for just anytime you have any kind of guests come over. They're just absolutely fantastic. Like I said, my family loves these, and these will be gone really fast. Okay, so we got them glazed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to pull them off and let them rest for about 15 minutes, and then I'll meet you in the kitchen at that point, and we'll see how we did. Okay folks, and welcome back to the kitchen. So the shotgun shells were on the kettle for about 15 minutes and letting that glaze tack up. They've been over here resting for about 15 minutes. So let's take a look at them and see how we did. All right, these smell fantastic. I've been eyeing these and I'm trying to figure out which one is mine. And I think it's going to be that one right there. All right, so the glaze has tacked up. Just have my boning knife, and yes, I did wash my boning knife. So we're going to cut into them. Oh yeah. And they're actually really good to make into hors d'oeuvres, kind of like this, and put a toothpick on them. Okay, so you can see on the inside, we got the hamburger in there. We got that breakfast sausage. You can see the bacon is crisped up nicely. Okay, folks, so these are absolutely fantastic. They're quick and easy, as you can see. Took about 45 minutes and an hour total for the glaze to tack up. So let's see how we did. Now that is on point right there. As my kids would say, straight fire, Dad. As you can see, they're very tacky, very sticky, but they're flavorful. That Butcher BBQ Premium Rum, I can taste that in there. Got a little bit of a kick on the end, but the mix of the ground beef and that breakfast sausage, that's spot on. With all that being said, I thank you for watching the video this far. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please drop some questions down below and let me know. Have you tried to make shotgun shells in the past? I don't know if you've done it on a kettle or if you've done it on another smoker, but please let me know how it turned out. And also, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please drop those in the comments as well. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, Pitmaster Essentials is where flavor meets smoke. And I'll see you in the next one.